Scott, is that one of those games that's nice for so many guys to get their first and kind of everybody has a piece of it and it gets a lot of guys probably feeling pretty good about the offensive side of the game for sure?
Yeah, we obviously had only scored one goal the last couple, and we had gotten lots of chances. Each unit and each line, it seemed like they had their share of opportunities that didn't go in, and tonight it's nice to see everybody kind of get rewarded for it, and great to see our Nemestikov line get rewarded the way they did.
Yeah, we were just looking, someone's got a stat up that showed just with Cole Perfetti on the ice, I think the shot attempts were 21-0, 14-0 shots on goal, and 7-0 goals. That includes all situations, but that seemed to be a pretty dominant performance from him and his line mates. Did you sense kind of once they got going early that the confidence just kind of really increased?
Yeah, I mean, what I was saying there the last couple of games is that they were spending no time in our end of the rink. It wasn't like they were a line that you couldn't put out there because they're just going to spend the whole time defending, and that's not what was happening. And they weren't spending a whole lot of time offensively in the offensive zone. But tonight it all clicked. But to me, it started. Cole had a couple of great back checks that started. I think the first goal. Like just him getting back, those guys defending first. Fly using his speed and pushing people back. I just thought tonight they've been stressing and kind of pushing each other and kind of really wanted to be a part of the offense, and tonight it exploded and it was great to see.
Just one more from me, but how do you as a coach, when you get a big lead so early, kind of manage the not getting into any bad habits, that sort of thing, because you obviously don't want that to carry over?
Yeah, right? Those are tough games, and that's what I mentioned, the guys that after the first, and it's you try to stay in good habits and keep doing the right things, because if you are, then you're going to get your chances again. And there was a few breakdowns here and there, but at the end of the day, those are tough games to play in. I mean, and again, a lot of power plays, a lot of those situations, so it kind of throws a little bit off. Some guys maybe end up sitting a little bit more, but at the end of the day, we found a way to win, and they had a couple of pushes, but then we bounced right back and got the lead.
Scott, was it added excitement, motivation with this being Hellebuyck's night? The guys wanted to win it for him, probably.
Yeah. The guys were obviously nice little gift he got this morning there from the players, and all he's done for this the organization, and just what he's he means to this hockey team, for them to give him a lot of run support, to go out and get what was it, four in the first period. That's a big, obviously he can settle in and do what he needs to do. But at the end of the day, it's you want to give him some nights off and give him an opportunity, maybe not to see a ton of shots, a ton of pressure against them. And we did enough, obviously offensively, which really kind of helped them out.
You mentioned kind of how even the past three games, the Nemestikov line wasn't struggling defensively. They just weren't really kind of generating offense. How much tonight do you think that their neutral zone play kind of drove their ability to generate more offense?
Tonight they attacked in with I thought they filled the lanes, all three lanes, real well. I thought they, whether it was support or whether it was making the simple play to kick it to the speed, they got. Like I mentioned, from the top of our circles in the D zone to the top of the opposition circle without turning pucks over, without losing it. They got in with speed, and then that created the cycle, or that created the opportunity off the rush. And I knew that I've seen it in the past with those guys, and then and that's why we kept stressing on in practice. We do a lot of rush drills in practice that master it there in the games. You get into the games, and hopefully it comes a little bit easier for them. And I thought tonight that they were very cohesive. They worked together, real good close support. They didn't have to try high risk things. They just kept it simple, and obviously got rewarded for it.
It's tonight another example of kind of why you think that Perfetti and Ehlers are two players that can complement each other well. There was a lot of instances where Perfetti was making a perfect pass, Ehlers was gaining speed. Was that kind of an example of what you've been aiming to get?
Yeah, like I said, all three of those guys have real good skill set, and they complement each other when they're all on their game. And I thought tonight it was probably the game where it was the game that all three of them were at their best. And there's been games where maybe it's a period, one of them's going, two of them are going, but it was never all three. And tonight it was all three right from the start.
I don't know if this is a game game that you chop up and show a whole bunch of video from, given the depleted lineup, but also you have that offense you got out of defense, like you said, those plays Cole Perfetti made. You had Kyle Connor tracking back to the far post. There's a lot of little habitual things that went right today. So what do you take forward from the win?
Yeah, well, I mean, the biggest thing I was stressing this morning and prior to the game was the first period, that we knew they'd come in on obviously playing last night. It was how good we were going to be. They weren't going to hand us something. We had to go and take it from them, and I thought we did. And it was because we tracked back. We forced them to dump pucks, and they're a rush team, and they like to push numbers up the ice. And if you turn pucks over inside the blue line, they're going to try to counter. I thought all of those areas, we really did a good job of not allowing them to get going. And like I've mentioned often, how we play without the puck really dictates a lot about what happens when we have the puck, and whether it's a heavy forecheck to get it back to create the offensive cycle, whether that's tracking back, picking, going all the distance to the back of the net and then popping a stick and going the other way, us defending in our D zone and then getting out on the rush. So I think that however you want to kind of categorize it, our defense 200 feet usually creates our offense for us.
And just one more on Hellebuyck. Was it an official pact or just unofficial that you guys got together and got them all that run support on a night like today?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the guys, obviously, it was 500 start, then they wanted to make sure that, everybody was at their best. And, I think that we've got some good things going here. And whenever you have those nights like that, when one of the guys being honored like he was, you want to be at your best. And I thought tonight that the guys tried to do whatever they can. Also, on the point of, like I've mentioned, we haven't scored a lot of goals, but there's been a lot of really good looks, and I thought we got rewarded tonight. Thank you.